Hey, what's up, Rough Cuts? It's Jim. Today is Tuesday, and today's film is Blood and Black Lace. Every week before it's Halloween, on my own channel, I put up 5 videos that are all horror movie reviews right before Halloween. And I thought, well, I'm doing the Rough Cuts now, and so it's hard to do 5 videos in a week without doing a Rough Cuts video. So I figured I'm just going to have this video, this Rough Cuts video, be the first of my series of Halloween reviews. And so tomorrow on my own channel will be the second of the Halloween, or the Halloween week of videos, as I always call it, even though it's a terrible name. Tomorrow, or at like midnight, or 24 hours from when this came out, there'll be the next one, and then 24 hours after that, the next one, and so forth, and then there'll be 5. Blood and Black Lace is about a killer who is killing fashion models who work at this fashion house mansion thing and model clothes there for some reason. That part seems a little odd, but whatever. And he's killing these girls. This one girl dies at the beginning. He keeps killing people who knows this secret that she supposedly had, or would, like, they found her diary, and then he has to kill the person with the diary, but then someone steals the diary from the person he thinks has it, so he's got to kill another person. Just, you know, in Italy, these paperbacks called giallos, which are kind of just cheaper paperback whodunit books. Mario Bava, who directed this film, didn't really want to make just another typical, you know, whodunit, wanted to do something different with it. And after seeing Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, decided to put bigger emphasis on the killings rather than the mystery, because the mystery, I mean, this mystery is kind of stupid. And when he did that, it's kind of basically what he made is a slasher film. Inadvertently, it's kind of funny when I watch this the whole time, like, wow, this is the exact format and formula of a Friday the 13th movie, of a slasher movie. But it's 1963, it's not 1983, it's not 1978. So, you know, which is kind of surprising, because I'm used to more an 80s soundtrack, and this soundtrack, which is kind of like Italian, like, loungy music, which almost doesn't fit because I'm too much of a modern film viewer, I think. Mario Bava made other films that would also influence slasher films, but I think this was one of the first. One thing he did that was quite new at the time, because when he saw Psycho, since she was in the shower, Janet Leigh was in the shower when he was killing her, he wanted to make sure that somehow some of their clothes would get ripped or torn off during it, because he thought, like, the idea of, like, this sexual element to when they're killing him during these sequences would really entice people, which obviously he was right. This film influenced people like Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, and Dario Argento. And if you watch, like, Suspiria is clearly influenced by Mario Bava. The way the camera moves, I think, is what really influences Scorsese and Tarantino. I don't know so much about Tarantino, but I can say for Scorsese, the way the camera moves so fluidly, and, like, these just amazing tracking shots that just, you know, there's one thing where it goes through all the girls' changing rooms in a line while this girl's walking back to ask these various different girls questions. That was amazing. Mario Bava obviously liked Hitchcock, and he knew what an awesome tracking shot could really do, but it gives the film this cool life to it and a cool feel. A lot of slasher films, the reason I like a good slasher film is how it's shot. I think that just, like, perspective in a slasher film is so important, and this film understood that. It's not perfecting the format, but it's discovering it and figuring out what to do with it. It is a little campy. I mean, this is Italy in the 60s. Very colorful, very campy. Almost reminds me a little bit of the Adam West Batman, you know, kind of in a good way, at least in my case. It's like I'm watching a toned-down Russ Meyer directed by, like, Sean S. Cunningham, I guess is the way I'd best describe this movie, with almost like, it's almost shot like a Wes Anderson movie. I wouldn't be surprised if Wes Anderson likes some Mario Bava. The killer has this mask, so you can never, it's just like kind of an outline of a face. You can't even really make out if it's a man or a woman, so that is especially creepy. It kind of reminds me of Madonna's mask in Dick Tracy. You always see the killer cleaning up. You always see the killer getting rid of the body or starting to clean up, carrying out the body, and I like that, because most slasher films, like, they kill him and it's over. In this film, I guess they wanted us to know that he at least got it out of there. It was filmed in English. The script was in English, and some of the actors spoke English phonetically, even though this was in Italy. It was never released in US with that soundtrack. Someone dubbed it, so I don't even know what soundtrack on the DVD is the right one. Like, it started playing it in Italian, and then I read that because I looked at the Wikipedia page while I watched it. I don't even know what language to watch it in, but I guess English, but it matches up in English because they spent on set in English. Thank you very much for watching yet another review for me on the Rough Cuts. Subscribe to my main channel and follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and potentially VHX. All that is in the video description, along with Earl Barrett Holloway's Tumblr, which you should also follow. He did the drawing at the beginning and the end of this video. And come back to my channel tomorrow, where I will be having the next video in the Halloween week of videos, which will be day 2, and I will have day 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the coming days. And please come back to the Rough Cuts tomorrow as well to check out that video. So then you have a lot of videos you could potentially watch. Potentially.